Yeah, 1 second. Before trustee starts talking. Yeah, so like Owen, I want those, but under the Trump administration, it doesn't look like that's going to be possible. So stuff like this and the Louisiana pew pewing and Charlie Kirk's going to keep happening unless Trump tells Congress to do something about it. So yeah, sorry, bud.
Trustee, how are you?
Hey, what's up?
Why do you still support?
Long day of baseball for me as a parent. And then I got to hear about another Democrat shooting. Kind of crazy stuff.
Yeah, it's almost like the right is divided so much that we would have an increase in crime, right? It's almost like the president, calling for the unaliving of his political opponents, is almost teaching America that the way to respond to difference in opinions is violence, It's
Also,
almost as if our president is condoning this kind of behavior when allowing for people to be gunned down in the streets by the government. So it's almost like the right, the Republicans, almost want this behavior to happen.
No,
also,
no, we don't.
Jen, can I ask you a question? Is this investigation complete, by the way?
No, not at all. Not
Okay,
even
so
close.
Trusty, let me ask you a question. How do you know if it's a Democratic shooter if the investigation's not done yet? That's kind of weird.
He was a registered
No.
Democrat from California. His name is Cole Allen, and he also donated to the Kamala Harris campaign.
Okay,
Kamala.
perfect. Awesome. So,
So
with
what more
that
do you
being
need?
said, yeah, no, freaking that's fine. Thanks for the information because your boy's been traveling. But my question to you is, though, right, is GUN violence in the country statistically a partisan issue or is it a GUN issue?
No, you don't blame the tool. You blame the side that keeps doing this violence against our president
Did you
and
know
against our
more mass
party.
shootings happen
Okay.
by right-leaning individuals than left-leaning individuals
Yeah, and
Do you
as
plus,
a
only care
whole?
about do you only care about gun violence when it's towards the president? You don't care when it's kids in schools. You don't care
yeah,
when
like
it's
what
kids in
the hell?
college. You don't
Seems
The
to
care
be
when it's
happening. This is
majority.
people
pretty
in the
big
street.
news that
You
you
don't care
guys
when it's
don't
people
want
at
to
the
talk about
store. You don't
Hey,
already.
care when
so
it's
hey,
No,
people
no,
on
so
the
no.
trust.
parade.
Trustee. Okay, hold
Hold
on,
hold on,
panel.
wait.
Hold on,
Just,
panel. Hold
second,
on,
just let me
panel.
say. Yeah, cool. Watch this real quick. So, like, Trusty, I'm a registered Republican, and I'm just trying to use the law of large numbers here, right? Why are you worried about one man? Donald Trump could have an attempt on him every single week, but I'm trying to figure out, though, how is it that we keep having all these mass pew pewings? Like, you're worried about one man, we're worried about the people of the United States. It says in the Constitution, in Section 2, that these people are supposed to be on public service. So does the safety of one man, does that reflect like the safety of, all the citizens? Let's just use the law of large numbers here.
No, you're just trying to deflect from the
So what did we
events of the
vote
day.
for?
You're
Okay,
just trying to
so it
deflect from
doesn't.
the
Oh,
events of the
okay, all
day.
right, cool. Hey,
Okay.
hello. Okay, no, watch this. Let me respond. Cool.
Well,
I
I get 2 words and you get 100. I got it.
acknowledge that it was a Democrat. Cool. So now,
Mhm.
right? I didn't. Now you get to answer my question. Now, cool. I acknowledge that it was a
Well, can
Democrat.
you
Cool.
answer mine? Because I feel like mine would follow that,
It's like
which
100
is
questions here.
the majority
He's not going to
of
answer one.
mass unalivings happen by right-leaning individuals. So just because this instance was a Democrat doesn't mean that overall the majority of mass unalivings aren't done by right-leaning individuals. So my question to you is then, why are you saying that the left is the more violent? Because as far as I'm concerned, the statistic I just shared with you exists, as well as the fact that only one party has people in that party actively calling for the unaliving of the other party. There's only one party who is saying
No.
and making death threats, which is the Republican
The
Party.
left constantly makes death threats against Trump and
Which
Republicans
official? Which
and
Democrat
constantly
official?
calls our
Which
president a
Democrat
racist,
official?
a Nazi,
Which
a
Democrat official?
P3O,
Well, I
a
mean, Trump is
rapist.
racist, and I can
No,
prove
he's
that. Trump,
not.
first of
See,
all,
he's just
Trustee,
not. But you
answer the
guys say that,
question.
and then it
Okay,
drives these
so
Chris,
crazy
hold
people on your
on,
side to go
please.
do shit like they just did
Trustee,
tonight
answer
again.
the question.
Over and over
I'm
and over
going
and
to
over
put a
again.
countdown, right? I'm going to put a countdown. Answer the question, please.
Plus, I'm gonna pull up that Democratic congressman that got assassinated and put it on the big screen. We're gonna see if he got
So
the same
Trump's
energy.
had 3
Even
major
though I'm not a
attempts on his
Democrat, but we're just
life.
gonna go ahead
Charlie Kirk
and
has now
do that
been.
real quick.
Oh, I thought I had a
Trusty,
countdown.
can you
just
please
muted me
answer the
during my
question?
countdown and let that other
You-
asshole talk. So Trump's had 3 assassinate attempts on his life. Charlie Kirk was assassinated. Let's see here. Steve Scalise was shot. The left is.
Not,
Okay, you're
Charlie.
muting me again,
not
so I'm not going to be
what
able to
the
finish.
answer to my question.
So
So
he
go
only
ahead
cares
and
about.
answer the question that was given to you, which is, why are you talking about Democrats when Republicans, or right-leaning individuals, I should say, are more a
They're not.
problem when it comes to
They're
mass
not.
unalivings?
Okay,
They're
do you have
not.
But they
data
They're
sets
not
on
a
are.
that?
problem.
Like it's
You're not a problem. Look at recent history. The Democrats are going absolutely insane
Do
and
you have a
constantly
data
trying to
set to
You're
unalive
support
people
your
like
saying
me.
in
statement?
this one time frame. I'm saying
Okay.
overall as a whole. How are you
Mm-mm.
talking about Democrats when as a whole we are not the issue?
Yeah, you
The
guys
majority
are.
of domestic
I've
terrorism.
Okay,
had
so
I've
can we
had
get a
unalive
data
threats
set from
against me
you?
so much that I had 24-hour police protection
Okay, so can you
for
give
2
us a
weeks in
data
a
set?
row.
Because I'm going to pull up the data set of the mass PPOings from the NIH, right? We're not up here to hear your emotional story, right? So would you like me to go
Emotional
first and show
story.
you how it's done? Because
There's
we
no
got
emotional story.
data
It's on the
of
news
all
right
the.
now, dude. It's on the news right now.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So
Another
I'm asking
Democrat
you.
tries to take
Okay,
out
Awesome,
Trump.
awesome. So
okay,
Trusty,
Why are you
I'm
just
wait,
muting
so
real
me?
quick.
sorry. I'm waiting for my fucking answer.
I
When
answered you.
which
Your question is
political official
bullshit.
in the
Your
Democrat Party, right, has called for the unaliving of the Republican Party, of
your
anyone
question
on
is
the
bullshit.
Republican Party? Who?
Can you give me one?
Your question is bullshit. Democrats are
Okay, so
extremely
I'm
violent right
asking
now.
you who. Can you give me one political official on the Democrat side calling for the unaliving of their political opponent?
he doesn't want to answer because he's stuck.
Maxine Waters.
Maxine Waters. Okay,
Maxine
cool.
Waters, when and what did she say?
Go ahead.
She's calling for the unalivement of her
Unaliving?
Be
political
specific.
When
opponents.
did when did she do this?
Oh, I don't know, 4 years ago.
Okay, can you give us a source,
Three,
bro? Because you're being
3,
ambiguous
4 years
on
ago?
purpose. Just give us a source.
I don't see the relevance of your question. You're just trying to deflect
You
against
just
Okay,
got it
so
from the comments,
crazy
that's why.
Democrats that just try to unalive the president yet
he's
You got
just
it
again.
from the
literally saying
comments.
this so he can try and move on.
You just
Okay,
got the
so
name from the comments, that's why. You don't actually know.
I'm not reading
Comments,
any
that's why you don't
comments.
actually
Oh,
know.
I've been dumped.
Yeah, I'm fucking
okay.
done.
Also,
You're
yeah,
fucking
majority of
done.
domestic terrorism over time has been committed by right-leaning
It has not.
Yeah,
It's just a
people.
complete lie.
I'm
Um,
fucking done. Listen,
Complete
yeah.
lie.
even I don't know. I haven't fact checked this. He could be correct.
Was correct.
I don't know. As far as I know, no Republican official has called for the unaliving of a political opponent. If that stands corrected,
that's
I
true.
will.
No
I will
Republican
look that
official
up
has
and
called
I
for
will
the unaliving. You're
tell you
right.
guys tomorrow.
You fucked
As of
up
right
that
now,
statement, but you're
no,
right.
that is
Okay,
not true.
so
Actually, let's look it up right now.
here's what Maxine Waters actually said, and this dude lied. So all she
Okay.
said, one to start off a Reddit thread, but in 2018, she's saying when it came to the Trump administration, pushed back and said that the Trump administration is not welcome anymore at places like restaurants or gas stations. But also, she said, emphasizing the way we fight this is through peaceful protest, right?
No,
Not even calling
she said
for the
way more than
unaliving
that.
of her political opponents.
So, Trusty, like, I'm not sure if you're still in the comments, but why would you just lie? Because I've got her exact transcripts. In fact, she's actually got multiple unaliving threats herself.
So have I.
And I'm actually going to go ahead and read this from the Waters House.
So have I.
And from AP, it says she's got threats from white supremacists saying, right, to
White supremacists that don't exist.
effing bitch, or stick a bullet through her skull.
Yeah, they were all
Right?
sponsored
So
by the Southern Poverty
you
Law
cited
Center.
somebody that's getting unaliving threats, but still, regardless,
I've gotten them myself,
telling people to
dumbass,
go
but you dumped
protest
me.
peacefully. Why would
Yeah.
you lie about your own?
She didn't say
I'm gonna
peacefully.
start calling
She said
you
get in their
IRGC
face.
Trust.
No, I'm telling you, someone was saying Maxine Waters in the comments. That's why I said you got that name from the
It's
comments.
all right,
I
Trust.
Yeah,
don't look
he
at the
didn't
comments.
even,
I've said
like,
this 100
fact check.
times.
But it is after 12. I am getting off. That was
She's
the last
getting off.
debate of the night.
All right, guys. Well, that was interesting. As soon as you push back about the events of the day, they just want to deflect and move on. They absolutely don't want to talk about this. So let's see if we can get some other more idiot liberals here to maybe talk about the events of today. Now that it's unfolding, that Cole Allen is a registered Democrat who donated to the Kamala Harris campaign. Uh-oh, another Democrat trying to unalive. Literally, actionably unalive. Republicans, threats are one thing, had plenty of those against me. No action against me, thank goodness, or my family, thank goodness. But Trump Republicans seem to be under attack yet again after the day's events. Let's see where we get with this, guys. Hold on.
What's up, Trusty?
What is up?
What's up? You're a Trump supporter.
Absolutely. You know what else is up?
Definitely don't want to know. How old are you?
I am 42.
Okay. Why Trump, though?
Oh, he's awesome. He's fighting against the left harder than ever. Love the guy.
So you like him because he's fighting against the left?
Yeah, he actually goes toe to toe with the left, and he's not some pussy soft Republican like we've had for so many years.
Nothing
Let me
says America first, like only representing the 77 million who voted for you. Am I right?
So you like a president that only represents one side of the country? So you like a president
Yeah, it's good
that
for everyone.
divides the
Democrats
country.
just don't know it's good for them or don't want to admit that it's good for them. But he
So you
represents
like a
everyone.
president that you so
Gotcha.
you like a president that divides the country. Thank you, Tiff.
He
We thank you.
doesn't divide the country. You guys
You
actually,
just
the
said it
Democrats actually
yourself.
divide the country.
No, you just said it yourself that
Yeah,
he.
You guys
You
understand
just
how
said it
politics work.
yourself.
You have different opinions on how the country should be
We don't
run.
know.
So
Wait now. But isn't that what you just said it that he fights against the left every
yeah,
day?
absolutely. Every
Okay.
single day, only sleeps 5 hours a night and just fights all day long against the left's bullshit and
So okay.
destructive
So
nature
you're
against this
sa- so
country.
you're saying it that's what he's doing, that he's
Hell yeah.
dividing it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We may have different like definitions of what like unifying and like dividing means, but I think it's totally
Thank you,
unification
Mary. Thank you, guys.
when a president posts all day, every day, calling millions of Americans radical left scum, deranged lunatics,
Yeah, they are.
thugs.
Yeah, then
Yeah,
they
but
call
like
him a
that
Nazi
is
or a rapist, a P3DO,
like,
a racist, and then they go and try to
wait,
unalive him constantly, like again tonight.
wait. So we're talking president, right? And there's only been about what 45, 47 of those. So how many Democratic presidents, or any president for that matter, has partaken in Trump speak of unification? Did Biden do that all day every day? I know Obama didn't either. That's just really
Well,
weird.
Biden
Trusty.
didn't know where he was half of the time, but he did have some really cool speech there in Philadelphia where he was calling ultra mega
Thank you,
and
Mary.
calling Republicans all sorts of things. Hillary
Like
Clinton,
what?
as a candidate,
Oh, so
called us
one time.
deplorables, called half the country
Oh, so
deplorables.
one time
Um,
when we can roll the
One
tape
time.
and
No, he
show
talked
you dozens and
talked against the
dozens and
Republicans all the time.
dozens. That's disingenuous, and
So
you know
what?
it.
Who cares? That's
So what?
politics. Yeah.
You said it's disingenuous. Then you said so what?
Yeah, I don't really. I mean, if
We're
a
gonna clutch
Democrat
our
talks bad about Republicans, which they do constantly, I mean, Democrat
president.
Like
politicians say the worst things in the world. They call me a Nazi all of the time and a racist.
Okay, you know you
Which
can't
president?
say that word. You know you can't say that word. You please say snotty or say an
Oh,
alternate word.
you
please.
can though, but whatever.
No, okay, or tell you what, go start up your own live and say it as much as you can, but don't say it on my panel.
That's fine. I've heard it a million times on TikTok. I'm just telling you, it's fine to use, but whatever.
Okay, and what I'm saying is, please don't use it on my panel. Now, so you're saying that you've been called that by Democratic
Yeah.
leaders,
Presidents?
Politicians, the public, my
No,
constituents, all the time.
no. So by politicians.
Everybody.
I don't care about everybody else. I'm saying like my president. Like what 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 Democratic politician, governor, president, mayor has called you those names? Please let me know because I want to call them out because that's inappropriate.
It's not right. That's what Trump
Good.
does. And so if you make us aware, we got to call them
Trump
out
doesn't
because
call
we don't.
anybody a schmatzi. The left uses that word against Republicans all the time.
Trump may not call
But
us that name, but you're okay with him calling us all other sorts of name while claiming that he
Yeah.
represents all Americans, America
I'm totally
first,
fine with
he's
it
putting us
because
in the right
until the
direction.
left tones
Oh,
down
okay.
its rhetoric, it's game on. And they're just
Again,
words.
so you're all for so you're for
Oh.
the division then?
he sure
That's what
is.
yeah.
I mean, they constantly call Trump a P3DO with no evidence at all.
Oh, and the
Okay.
right hasn't done that with Bill Clinton, right? So Bill Clinton's implications in the e-files, totally legit. Democrat scum, right? You got to cancel him. Stop protecting the Clintons.
A
Lock
lot
him
of
up.
evidence in there that he probably
that
was.
But that doesn't apply to Trump, who
He
is
did have
in
that
those
Monica
files
Lewinsky
far
incident
more.
there, young
So
little
trustee,
staffer
but that doesn't apply
in the
to
Oval
Trump, who's in it way
Office.
more, right? So we're a hypocrite, right? At least you know. That's all. At least you know, and you're loud and proud about it, and you're not in denial of the fact that you hold one side to standards that you refuse to hold your orange Jesus to. That's
Right.
all.
Until the left tones down their rhetoric, it's game on. That was my point.
So
Okay,
you're
so you're not
all
America
you're
first.
all about
Got you.
so you're
That is America
literally
first. I don't think you understand
no
politics
so
very well.
you're literally you're one sided. That's just it.
Well, I'm a
Trump
Republican.
swallowers first.
I am a
Trump
Republican.
swallowers first. No, you're MAGA, baby.
Ah.
You're MAGA.
No,
You're
I'm
not
not MAGA. I'm
Republican. You're not a
Republican.
conservative.
Well, I'm
No,
a
you're
conservative
MAGA.
Republican.
No.
You're MAGA.
There's nothing conservative about
No,
MAGA
I'll be here after
whatsoever.
Trump. MAGA is different. I know my Republican Party, and there's a difference between MAGA and Republican.
You're MAGA. You voted for
No.
You're
Trump. How many
MAGA.
times? How many times have you voted for
So
Trump?
you're kind of doing the same thing where you're labeling me. You're
How
labeling
many
me
times
right
have
now.
you?
The same
How many
way
times?
that
How
my
many times
point
have you voted
was
for
you're
Trump?
calling me
How
a
many
schmatzi
times?
and a grapist and a P3DO.
How many times have you voted for Trump?
5
Triple
times.
Trumper vibes. Oh, okay. So we're doing primaries too, but you're not MAGA.
Smart.
Yeah.
I voted.
And so
Yeah.
any
You know why I'm not
Republican-
MAGA completely? Because I didn't vote for him one time.
Oh, so that is the imaginary metric. And so we
it's
call any
reality.
Republican politician who disagrees with Trump or speaks out against him a rhino, right? So those are the old school neocons, right? The Cheneys, the whole people we voted against because, the
No, I don't
forever
think-
wars thing. But
I think-
it's okay that we're
I think
over
Cheney
in
was a
Iran.
rhino later in life, but he wasn't a rhino at the time that he was VP.
Right, but those are Republicans in name only, right? Because they
I know what
betrayed
rhino means.
the MAGA Lord. The MAGA Lord, right? And so it's wrong if Bush and Cheney go and invade the Middle East, but it's totally fine when Orange Jesus does it right now in the Middle East, right? You're just a fucking hypocrite, guy. Own your shit. Own your shit. It's all good.
Yep.
It's all good, dude.
Yep.
Stop running from the truth. I'm not going to come up here and cape for the Democratic Party 100%. They're not progressive enough for me. They're the closest to my ideals. But I think blindly supporting a politician, which I did not do for Obama, which I did not do for Biden-Harris, I think that's
But
where
you
we get
voted for them,
in
right?
trouble. Again, I didn't say vote. I said blindly following everything that they do.
That's all we
like
can do
you.
as citizens, though, is just vote. There's nothing you can do after that.
No, so with MAGA though, there's a lot of blind following with that. There's I will trust and I will follow Trump whatever he says and whatever it is. They went from no new wars to if we go into Iran, sometimes you just gotta have a war. It just the jumping around is just wild to me. And get this statement. Use that language when you talk to your mom, though, okay? All right. And that's MAGA, guys. If you haven't had a chance to talk to MAGA, you have just met them, all right? That's what they do. That's the MAGA way, guys.
So I never said that word, so I guess I'm not MAGA then.
That's the MAGA way.
I guess
Can you,
I just
sir?
proved my point.
I'm talking.
Thank you for that, though.
Please don't talk while I'm speaking. Have some respect. You just showed that you were MAGA by speaking while I'm speaking. Jesus.
It's called a
Like
debate.
the
All right.
fastest way to get blocked is do what that guy did. So,
Yeah. Were you able to get him?
oh yeah, I blocked him.
All right. Appreciate you. Yep, guys, listen. You waited in the request for that. Like, I mean that. Okay,
And
but
that one was like weak because usually they just do that right before they've lost the argument and they're about to get kicked. They'll crash
yeah,
out. Okay, okay, slur, slur. But that one right off the bat, first word,
yeah.
weak.
I mean, you've been waiting in the chat for a long time, but Jesus, in the request, but I don't know.
It
I would have said a few other things. All
the
right.
request is not that long.
Yeah. Have you seen Have you seen my request?
I got up instantly, so maybe I'm just lucky that there was nobody waiting when I was in.
When I first started.
But not
But
right
have you
now, though.
seen? Do you have access to them?
Yeah, it actually shows how many
At
people
least
are waiting when you're a guest, when you request. So yeah, we do have the data on that.
So
okay.
so trusty because the right isn't racist and you guys are so tired of being calling schnazis and stuff. Do you denounce the racial slur that clown used, or
I
do you
do. I do not
support
use
it?
that word personally. Never will. So I do denounce
What
it.
clown is that?
All right, that's good.
2,000 views on nothing. Wow, people are just listening to this for nothing. Hold up.
What's up?
What is up?
Yeah, what's your age? Where are you from? And who'd you vote for?
42 from the greatest state of Wisconsin voted for Donald Trump 5 out of 6 times.
Okay. And how'd you do that?
In elections?
In just elections in general?
Yeah, that's how you vote for people.
Primaries, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Okay.
Primaries in general.
Okay. And do you still support him?
Absolutely.
All right. Why do you still support him?
Because he fights against the Democrat woke bullshit.
All right. That's the only reason you support him?
No, lots of reasons.
Okay. So the main one, care to elaborate?
That's one of them. That's not the main one. It's an awesome one, though.
I mean, on the first one that you gave me, care to elaborate?
Sure, yeah. He fights against the Democrats. He's not scared like some Republicans are to take him on. Takes him face to face. We'll talk to him for hours. Takes tons of questions from these fake news media idiots. And he has a lot of action behind it. Propaganda mainly, where they have a narrative. So the news is mainly liberal. The corporate media is extremely liberal. And they always have a narrative when they go into any story. It's already been written.
Okay. So you still so you like unbiased sources.
I guess I don't need the news to watch the world unfold and know how to read
how do you
through
watch
it.
The world unfold?
Well, I can kind of piggyback off
All right, guys. This guy interrupts me at this point, and while he is articulate and very conservative and Republican and has great points, totally drives it off the topic of which I wanted to get on, which is the news of the night, the breaking news of the night of the latest Democrat violence shooting at the White House Correspondence dinner. And he just goes on and on and on. And he's got this style where he's going to control the complete situation. The host lets him, and I'm not going to interrupt it. Didn't know where it was going to go, and that's fine. Try to get on a bunch more lives, and I'm telling you, none of these Democrats want to touch this at this point because A, they have not received the talking points of the left yet. They don't know how to spin it, as we saw from Jennifer, our first lovely host. Just tries to spin it as the gun is the problem and Republicans are the problem, that all of these Democrats are trying to kill Republicans, but Republicans are the problem. Okay. Try to get on a few more lives and boom, shut down right away, or they don't want to talk about it at all. Kind of interesting stuff as media is dropping that is so apparent. So the shooter has been named as Cole Allen. He's in California. Apparently he is a teacher. I believe it was third grade or some kind of elementary school teacher. He is a registered Democrat there in Torrance, California. And possibly, apparently, donated to the Kamala Harris campaign, the federal fund for Kamala Harris. And they must have seen that, and that shut down the TikTok debates on that right away. But, blame Trump, blame Republicans, and blame the gun. That's what we got for right now, guys. We'll try to get on some more later on this and see where it goes. But why don't we hit the subscribe, maybe make a comment, do a like. Come on, do a like, please, maybe. Like, I don't know. Does that do anything? Who cares? And then look for the special donation in the link, of course, in the description. Special donation link in the description. I might have messed that up, and I possibly corrected it. You guys be the judge. And we will see ya.